They swore they'd grow old together, but fate had other plans. One letter, written half a century ago, tore two hearts apart. And today, after 50 silent years, a trembling man stands at the door of the only woman he's ever loved. Love is supposed to last forever, isn't it? That's what James and Eleanor believed when they first met. Two kids too young to understand the weight of a promise, yet bold enough to make one anyway. They loved hard. They loved like the world could vanish tomorrow. But love can be merciless. It gives, it takes, and sometimes it disappears without a single goodbye. 50 years ago, James vanished. No warning, no farewell, just a letter that shattered Eleanor's heart. But the truth was never inside that letter. And now, after half a lifetime of silence, James has come back with a secret that could heal her soul or break it all over again. It was 1972, a season alive with music, hope, and the scent of summer rain when their paths first crossed. James, the reckless boy with fire in his eyes. Eleanor, the quiet soul who saw through his bravado. They were young, but love doesn't check birth dates. They built dreams on park benches, carved initials into old oak trees, whispered promises beneath endless stars. Then came the war. James was drafted. Eleanor begged him to stay, but duty pulled him away. On the day he left, he cradled her face, kissed her like it might be their last, and vowed, "I'll come back for you." Weeks later, a letter arrived. "Eleanor, I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore, forget me." Short, cold, final, and written in his hand. She waited anyway, months turning into years, but James never returned. Eventually, she built a life. She married, raised children, filled her days with work and laughter. Yet late at night, when the world was quiet, she'd sit by the window and whisper to the darkness. Why? For 50 years, the question never left her, until today. James never wrote that letter. 50 years ago, on a battlefield far from home, he was gravely wounded, lost between life and death for weeks. When he finally woke, he asked for Eleanor. They told him she had moved on, that she'd married someone else, and the letter, it wasn't his. His mother had written it, terrified that Eleanor wasn't good enough, convinced her son deserved something better. She mailed the words that would ruin two lives, then locked away every reply Eleanor ever sent, hiding them in an old shoebox. James lived the rest of his life believing Eleanor had forgotten him. Only at his mother's deathbed did the truth emerge, when she pressed that worn shoebox into his hands, heavy with decades of unopened letters, every one written for him. And now, James stands at Eleanor's door, clutching that box like it holds the pieces of everything they lost. The door opens with a slow creak. She's older now, silver hair where there was once gold, gentle lines tracing the years across her skin. But her eyes are still the same clear blue that once stole his breath. "James." Her voice trembles, fragile as glass. He holds out the shoebox, hands unsteady. "I never left you, Eleanor," he whispers. "I never stopped loving you." She looks at the letters, then back at him, the man who was, and still is, the love of her life. Tears spill down her cheeks. For a heartbeat, she doesn't move. Then softly, she steps forward and lays a trembling hand against his face, just as she did all those years ago. 50 years, James. "I know," his voice cracks, "and I'll spend every day I have left making it right." Some love stories don't get an ending. They're stolen by war, by time, by choices that aren't really choices at all. But every so often, love finds its way back, even if it takes a lifetime. James and Eleanor lost 50 years they can never reclaim, but they have now, and sometimes now is enough.
The world didn't stop when you walked out away. The sun still rose, but it lost some warmth. I learned to live inside the spaces where your voice used to belong. I chase shadows, I don't pay the past. But some nights I swear it reaches back. If time had hands, would it give us back the years? Would it trace the moments lost between our tears? If love was meant to fade, then why does it still burn? If time had hands, would it ever return? I've measured days in different cities, changed my name in strangers' eyes. But love is cruel in quiet moments. It never lets you say goodbye. I don't believe in fate, I don't wait for signs, but somehow your name still lingers in my mind. If time had hands, would it give us back the years? Would it trace the moments lost between our tears? If love is meant to fade, then why does it still burn? If time had hands, would it ever return? Maybe love is never meant to be gentle. Maybe it had to break to see what's real. Maybe we were always meant to lose each other, just to learn we never were. If time had hands, would it rewrite the end? Would it let us be something more than just what could have been? If love was meant to break, then why does it still hold? If time had hands, would it ever let go? Was it always holding on?